Have you ever been around a Polish person who has done something truly incredible, but when you ask them about it, they simply shrug it off and talk about something else? In a world that often rewards loud self-promotion and constant bragging, this quiet humility can seem almost alien. We're conditioned to believe that if you've worked hard for an accomplishment, you should shout it from the rooftops. But in Poland, the cultural script is completely different. This isn't a sign of a lack of confidence or pride. In fact, it's a testament to a deep and complex cultural identity, shaped by history, social norms, and a profound appreciation for sincerity. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this fascinating phenomenon and explore the many layers behind why Polish people don't brag. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get started on understanding the true meaning of Polish humility. To truly understand this, we have to start with history. Poland's story is one of immense struggle and resilience. For over a century, the country was erased from the map, partitioned by powerful empires. This period of being occupied and oppressed created a deep-seated suspicion of authority figures and anyone who puts themselves on a pedestal. People who boasted or sought power were often seen as collaborators, or simply untrustworthy. The national identity forged during these dark times was not one of arrogance, but of shared suffering and collective strength. Pride wasn't expressed through individual achievement, but through a unified and quiet defiance. This historical memory is still very much alive today, and is a key reason why a flashy display of success can be viewed with a sense of caution, if not outright disapproval. There's a collective sense that the country, and by extension its people, have earned their place in the world through quiet perseverance, not through self-aggrandizement. Moving beyond history, we find that communication itself is structured differently in Poland. Polish people are often described with the coconut metaphor. On the outside, they can seem tough, reserved, and a bit distant, especially with strangers. They don't engage in superficial small talk just for the sake of it. But once you break through that tough exterior and earn their trust, you'll discover a soft, loyal, and incredibly warm interior. The relationships you form are deeply personal and sincere. Bragging in this context is seen as a barrier to that authenticity. It's a form of communication that feels superficial and insincere, and it doesn't build the kind of deep, meaningful connections that Poles value so highly. The Polish language itself reflects this directness. Conversations are often to the point and honest, without a lot of unnecessary flourish. Someone who talks excessively about themselves might even be called a gaduła, which is a slightly negative term for a chatterbox, reinforcing the idea that it's better to be quiet and reserved than to be overly verbose. Another key aspect of this cultural humility is the powerful belief that actions speak louder than words. In Poland, there's a strong work ethic and a profound respect for hard work and diligence. The thinking goes like this: if you are truly good at something, you don't need to tell everyone about it. Your hard work will be visible, and your accomplishments will stand on their own merit. Self-promotion can even be seen as a sign of insecurity, as if you feel the need to convince people of your worth because your work doesn't speak for itself. There's a subtle but strong social pressure to be modest and to let your results do the talking. For instance, a skilled craftsman won't talk about how great their work is. They'll simply let the quality of their product speak for itself. A student who earns top grades won't boast about their intelligence. They will quietly accept their accolades, understanding that the value is in the accomplishment itself, not in the praise it generates. This focus on humility and integrity is a core value that runs through much of Polish society. This cultural dynamic is even more interesting when you look at the social ritual of complaining. While Poles may not brag about their successes, they are often very comfortable complaining about a wide range of things, from the weather to politics to the struggles of daily life. For an outsider, this can be confusing. You might wonder why they are so negative, but it's not negativity in the way you might think. It's actually a form of social bonding. Shared frustration can be a powerful way to connect with others, creating a sense of solidarity and shared experience. It's an unspoken understanding that we're all in this together. This collective complaining is the opposite of boasting. It's a humbling act that levels the playing field and brings everyone to the same emotional space. It's a way of saying, life is tough for all of us, which is far more unifying than saying, life is great for me. So, while it may seem counterintuitive, the act of complaining serves a function that boasting never could. It brings people closer. Finally, we cannot overlook the role of a strong sense of community, family, and religious tradition. Polish culture places a high value on family ties and close-knit relationships. The focus is often on the well-being and success of the family or the group, not the individual. The idea of personal self-aggrandizement can feel selfish or disconnected from this collective-minded ethos. Furthermore, Poland's deep Catholic heritage plays a part, emphasizing virtues like modesty, self-sacrifice, and humility. These values are reflected in proverbs and sayings that have been passed down through generations, reinforcing the idea that true strength lies in a quiet, grounded confidence rather than in a loud, boastful one. When you combine all of these elements, a history of oppression, a value for sincere communication, an ethos of hard work over words, and a strong sense of community and humility, you begin to see why Polish people are so reluctant to brag. It's not about being unproud. It's about a different, more reserved way of expressing it. It's a culture that believes true merit will always shine through, without the need for a spotlight. If you find these kinds of cultural deep dives as fascinating as we do and want to see more content like this, please consider joining our channel membership. Your support helps us continue to explore and create these videos. Thank you for watching, and be sure to let us know in the comments below if you've noticed this cultural trait or have any similar experiences to share.